Hi, I'm Brian James. I've come aware of the love of God for people, all people. And I've also been able to see Him work in the lives of numerous of those around me and even my own life. And so I wanted to share with you some of those stories. And so I put together a video. And I hope that these videos encourage you as much as I was encouraged to have them to share. So, enjoy. So I remember going home for Christmas this one year, and at that point my grandparents were just like falling to pieces. Their health was just in really bad shape, and my grandmother's hand had been burning and aching really badly even before I got back home. And I remember on Christmas Day I'm sitting on this couch and I'm reading a book called Jesus Freaks, and it's a book done by a band called DC Talk, and it's just a collection of stories of martyrs, people who've died for their faith, and it's just really gruesome. And I remember my grandma was sitting there across from me, and I hear her writhe in pain. She went like, my hand. And as soon as I heard her do that, I felt the words, pray for her. And at this point, I started getting anxious, and I started sweating, and I'm getting like, I can't pray for this woman. She wants nothing to do with you. And I mean, they're these atheists, and she just, she hates everything about God. And I remember telling my grandparents I wanted to be a pastor, and they told me I was wasting my time. Like, that's the kind of family dynamics we had here, spiritually speaking. And so she writhes in pain, and I feel the sense to just go pray for her, and I'm arguing with God over this, and he breaks through and he says, listen, Brian, look at the book that you're reading. These people are willing to die for this stuff, and you can't pray for your grandma? I mean, what do you think they would do in this situation? Where do you think they would rather be? And he's just saying these things. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll do it. And so I wait till one of the commercials is on because, hey, the less distractions, the better, right? And I pull up a chair beside her, and I'm just nervous, and I'm sweating, and I'm like, and I don't know why it was such a big deal, but I pull up a chair beside her, and I squeak out, which hand hurts, Grandma? She says, this one. Do you mind if I pray for it? I'm just like this little wiener, right? And she says, well, it's not going to do any good. Just this kind of backhand. And I said, well, it wouldn't hurt to try. And she rolls her eyes and says, fine. And so I take her hand, and she's very hard of hearing. She's got hearing aids. And so I'm praying quietly, and I'm praying quickly, and it's just like, let's get this over with. I said something messy, like, I don't know, God, this is your hand, heal it, amen. And then I changed the subject immediately, because I did not want to talk about this with her. I didn't even want to be in that house from then on. And I said something like, so Grandma, we gonna get you drunk again and have you take out your teeth? And made her laugh, just something like that. And then we avoided each other the rest of the day. Finally that night, after Mom puts everybody to bed, she comes downstairs and she calls me over and she says, hey, did you do something nice for Grandma today? And I said, I don't know, what? She said, did you pray for her? And I said, yeah. Is she dead? Mom's like, no, she's not dead. But she told me that you prayed for her and that the pain left. And it hasn't been back since. And she didn't want to tell you about it because, she didn't want to get your hopes up. Maybe it was the power of suggestion. And I'm thinking to myself, like, hey, this lady's so deaf she can barely hear herself think. What suggestion? God healed that lady. She didn't want it, and He pulled through. And every Christmas after that, I would come up to Grandma and I'd say, so Granny, how's the hand? And she would give me this very nervous grin and say, it's fine, and then quickly disappear somewhere else.